we don't have any hygiene or governance to that data for that deal or that project, and it may stay there 5, 10, 15 years. And what's the threat of that data if it gets put into the wild?
It seems that there's also something going on in terms of just moving up the stack from a security point of view. It used to be that we would think about protecting our network, but now I'm hearing more and more people talking about protecting their data and their content and their business processes, which is kind of a different way of looking at things.
It's 20-year thought process built into that. The business doesn't understand firewalls and servers, and they understand applications and the files that they use every day, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. So they are moving to platforms that make it easy for them to do those jobs with those tools. Usually they're not on-prem. IT, we have a process to bring on new tech and et cetera, where they can just go, I want a site that does it. I need a tool that does this. And Google's great at showing you the list of all the ways they can do it in the cloud. And in 5 minutes, they can be testing it. In a month, they can be using it, enabling the business. And because they're dealing with data, they're dealing with content. They don't care about the service anymore. The service is expected. So they'll go to the fastest, easiest provider, and that's usually cloud platforms.
Which is interesting, actually, because normally we think about security as being risk of being hacked or a data breach, but what you're describing is a little bit different. What you're describing is your own company pushing data out there to the cloud, to other business partners, and just not having any visibility to it at all.
Right. So it's really a difference between a risk and a threat. So the old school attackers coming in through the firewalls, that's all a threat, and we have to plan for that. That's table stakes is a good way to say that. But the business is there to make money. They're there to move as fast as possible in the most efficient way as possible to do that. So they're going to cloud platforms, and they're collaborating with outside parties on a deal or a project or a delivery of some sort. And when it's done, they love the results, or they don't like the results, but it's all business driven, and they've moved on. So when you start looking at the content problem or content risk, is all of that data, we don't have any hygiene or governance to that data for that deal or that project, and it may stay there 5, 10, 15 years. And what's the threat of that data if it gets put into the wild?
Right.
What happens if you shared it with somebody at E&Y, and then they've now shared it with the entire team at E&Y because they're moving on to another job, and now that sensitive content who was supposed to be shared with one party at Ernst & Young or a partner is now shared with 600.
Right.
We have
and you don't even know.
We don't know.
Right.